I was playing the game and I was showing someone how nice the game looked and how nice my horse was. And I was trotting around and saying, look at the horse.
Papito Pedu, it's CrabTales. Hello and welcome to this special episode of a CrabTales pod. It's a CrabTales podcast. It's a special episode. It's going to be about The Last of Us. Part 2, obviously. I'm Bryce, and today we have Kirren.
I'm Kirren.
That's Kirren.
Yeah.
So just a disclaimer for this episode. There's going to be spoilers. So if you haven't played The Last of Us, or if you plan on playing The Last of Us, make sure you do that before you listen to this podcast. Or if you're sadistic and you don't care, come listen.
But probably play it. You know? Yeah. And don't look up any spoilers. Better to just experience them.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah. We know who you are.
We know who you are. Oh,
loser.
do we know?
Stupid loser. No, we're just kidding, that guy.
But seriously.
Go away.
So, The Last of Us Part 2. Where should we start?
Brief thing in the story.
A brief thing in the story. So, this is set 4 years? Gosh. I should have done notes. Set 4 years from the end of the last one. Mm-hmm. You're in a camp called Jackson. Where is Jackson, by the way?
Fuck, I knew this as well. It's Seattle, isn't it? Aren't they in... Or is it...
Nah, it's not. It can't be. Okay, while Kieran looks that up.
Or it's in Florida.
That's a long way. But it's hell snowy. So, Jackson...
What?
Huh?
The Johnny Cash song. Jackson. Florida.
Seriously?
Well, this is Jacksonville,
Florida. Anyways. So, it's set... so, you start off in Jackson, which is a camp that's got a whole bunch of people in it. It's its own little community, pretty much.
Wyoming.
Don't know where that is. Couldn't point to it on a map.
That didn't help us at all.
No. I'm going to say it's in America.
Yes.
So, Ellie and Joel and Tommy all live happily in a little encampment with big walls called Jackson. It's in Wyoming. What? I don't know what to say next, Kieran.
Sorry, the start was messy because I kept butting in. Let's go back to the story.
Let's go back to the story. So Ellie and Joel live in an encampment called Jackson in Wyoming. It's a nice place.
Did they talk about that in the previous game?
I don't think so. Not that I'd remember. I did play it, but my memory is very foggy on the first one. So it's set 4 years after the first one. You start the game waking up with a hangover?
No, you're Joel.
You're Joel. You don't wake up with a hangover.
Joel telling Tommy what happened with Ellie.
I can't even remember.
Remember this is not well. You're saying about he killed all the people in the hospital and he's telling Tommy the story. And then they get on... Anyway, he's got the guitar. I don't think he plays the song.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that now.
And then you're riding...
We should probably head back.
Yeah. You can't get off. It's just all scenery, basically. You're riding back to the camp. And then once you get there, Tommy's like, I would have done the same thing. And then I don't think Joel replies. He just...
keeps on keeping on.
Yeah. And then he walks back. And then you're Ellie.
Waking up with a hangover. Nailed it.
Stuff happened.
Previous
night.
Yeah, a few things happened. She kissed a girl and she liked it.
Yeah.
And then it's time to go on patrol.
With the ex of that girl. That's Dina's ex.
Do you go on patrol with her?
No, with Jesse.
No, sorry, do you go on patrol with Jesse?
Jesse's going to go with you. And then Dina knows the tracks better than Jesse. So they do with the Jesse switcheroo. They should go together instead. And then you fuck up a bunch of kids with snowballs.
That's right. Yeah, you massacre children.
Yeah.
It's weird that they let that in the game.
I just wish they put bricks in that section.
Yeah, just cover it in snow. Yeet it.
That one mouthy
so
kid.
Cool. Yeah.
Just cop him.
So you go on patrol, and then how far into it do you find the first set of clickers or first enemies before it does its switch?
Abby?
Yeah.
No, I think. I can't even think now.
Just total blank.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Abby runs into the first set of infected.
Actually, she does. No, yeah, she does. So you then, after a little bit playing as Ellie, you get put into the shoes of another character called Abby.
Yeah, which confused me.
Yeah, which was very confusing. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck have they done to Ellie's model? I even rotated the camera to look at her face.
Why does she look like this?
Yeah.
Why does she sound like a different?
And you're sneaking out with Owen.
Yeah. Yeah, that confused me when you wake up and you walk over and it's like, what's going on with all of this?
Well, I thought they were the other patrol from Jackson.
Mm.
And something was going to happen.
Spoiler alert, they're not the other patrol from Jackson.
No, they get excited when they see Jackson.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, this is where they could be. Mm-hmm. And it's like, ooh, who are they looking for?
And I think he also tells Abby that Mel's pregnant. And then you're like, who the fuck is Mel?
Oh, yeah.
Who are you? Who is that girl I'm playing as?
Yeah. If I didn't have subtitles on with the names in front and in color,
you would have thought that was Joel.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known who anyone was called.
Yeah.
It's like, that helped me out so much in that.
Yeah.
There was a few points where it did it preemptively. It's like, you're not meant to know who a certain person is, but that you can hear them talking.
They show the name.
Or and it says the name before you see the character. And it's like,
oh, that's silly.
Yeah, it's a bit like, come on, guys.
Because you played, when you played God of War and you have the subtitles, a few people, like the boulder at the start, spoilers for God of War. So, spoilers but not, but they don't show his name. They said Mysterious Stranger or something instead of his name.
Yeah.
Which I think is what they should have done. But I didn't have subtitles on, which I usually do.
Well, it's like when they do that whole setup thing at the beginning, and it's like, do you want all of these like accessibility things and screen size? And I was playing on the big TV, and it was like, set up HDR, and that took fucking ages for some reason. And then I brought it in here and played it in my study anyway.
And it was bright as fuck.
Yeah.
Owen doesn't want to go to the camp, but Abby wants to go now.
So Owen pretty much leaves Abby behind to make her own way back to where they were staying. And then Abby's like, screw it, I'm going to go say hello to some people.
Yeah.
And makes her way to a ski lodge where your boy Joel she runs into Joel and Tommy, who are out on patrol.
Yeah.
And then there's a big horde chasing people and they run away. They get on horses and they flee together. It's kind of cute.
Yeah. And during the thing, that's when I think Tommy shouts Joel a few times. They're saying the names back and forth, and that's where she decides, she knows a place where they can go and hide.
Yeah.
Which is that lodge.
Which is, where her friends are.
Yep. And then we're back to Ellie. We are back to Ellie.
Are we back to Ellie?
Yeah.
They ride off on the horses and she shoots back, and then it's...
So they go to this is the library part, what I was going to say. They sneak into there, they take... Oh, did they take out some shit? Whatever. Doesn't matter. That's all just stuff that happens. Dina and Ellie. And then there's notes in the library, and you're reading about... This was like their old hideout for Eugene, which is an older guy that seems to have died.
Yeah, he passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they used to do the patrols with him. And then in the notes, they say, this is where I was reading, and they're saying about Eugene left his family and he had a daughter. I was like, oh my God, that's the girl we played as. That's her.
And was it?
No. As we will find out. Then I was finding that out. I was like, oh my God, she's going to kill Tommy, because they ran away together, like Tommy and Eugene. And they had a picture of them in the table when Tommy's young. So, fuck. Why else would they have that picture there? Yeah. Abby's dad.
Abby's dad is Eugene and Tommy's...
There's no way about it. Why else would they have all this? Anyway, we go back. None of that's true.
None of that ended up
She doesn't
being
give
true.
a fuck about Tommy. She only cares about Joel. And then...
Cares a bit too much about Joel.
Yes. So I forgot to say, when Ellie gets into the lodge, she hears the screaming of Joel. And then that's when the cutscene starts, when you finally get into the room.
The cutscene starts for Ellie then.
For Joel and Ellie.
Yeah, but what about the cutscene before that? When you first ride in to the lodge,
Yeah,
with Abby and Tommy, and then they're like, "Hey, come inside," and then they usher them in, and then they Abby finds a shotgun somewhere.
Yeah.
And someone loses a leg.
Does it completely remove the leg?
No, it doesn't,
Okay.
but it might as well.
Yeah, with the
It was
shotty.
chunky.
Yeah. And but they you see the group, all their ears perk up as soon as he introduced himself as Joel.
Yeah.
And he says something like, "You sound like you. Oh, it looks like you know me or something, or you know us."
Yeah.
And then next minute, shotgun misses the head, hits the leg of Joel.
Yeah, how did she miss that?
I don't know. She tried.
Now, I don't know if it's just, I'm too hopeful a lot of the time, but I'm like, man, how is he going to come back from that?
Yeah.
That is a big chunk of leg gone.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? If Game of Thrones has taught me anything...
Yeah, I was going to say that, but it's another spoiler. Let's just ruin every series while we do this.
Just never get attached to anyone.
Yeah. And then even it reminded me of the Game of Thrones thing. Like, is he going to get out of that guillotine? He's probably just going to jump up out of it. He's going to chuck the knife. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to sew his head back on. So we were going to talk about gameplay first, but it seems we're talking about...
We're setting up the story.
We're setting up the
story. So let's finish
okay.
this part, then that sets up the entire story.
All right.
We don't have to say too much after.
So then it comes back to Ellie, and Ellie's infiltrated the lodge.
Yeah.
And she starts to hear some yelling,
but
screaming.
When I heard the yelling, I'm like, Joel, I'm trying to see if there's any collectibles in the lodge before I can save you. So I had a quick look in the rooms, like, no, okay.
They seriously put nothing up there?
No.
Oh.
I think it'd be like Joel's tooth or something.
Yeah.
Something in
something up there.
Nothing.
Anyways, so you make your way down a set of stairs that have a door at the end. You crack open that door and you get a Joel in one.
Yeah. But you just barge in there, like when you crack it slowly.
Yeah,
you're holding a gun.
You're holding a gun and you just bust open this door, acting like a hero. You instantly get overpowered.
Yeah.
Rather than, doing the normal thing that they would have usually do in the game and open the door.
Yeah.
But no.
And
And
what happens then?
Man, it hurts me. It genuinely made me feel sick watching it.
Really?
Like, if anyone remembers a certain scene from Walking Dead with a baseball bat,
yeah, it did remind me of that.
And it made me feel ill.
I wasn't too surprised.
I mean, I didn't expect it. Man, it got me.
Yeah.
And then,
somehow a golf club has beaten him to near death when you see him.
Yeah, it should have broken.
It looks fine too.
Yeah. I mean, I want whatever brand that is. If I ever take up golfing, I want that brand.
Yeah. And it's the putter, isn't it? It's not even the main thing.
Actually, I think it might have been.
Yeah.
So, someone's life gets cut short.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
With a golf club.
With a golf club.
And it's Joel.
A Joel in one.
And his head, goes in when it hits.
Yeah.
And then it cuts, doesn't it?
I don't...
Or does it show the face there?
I think it does that, very, very, very slight. You see 0.02 of a frame.
Bloody.
And then they go, whoop.
And then Ellie swears to kill all of them.
Yep.
And then I think Abby turns around to shoot Ellie or do something to Ellie.
No, one of the guy that she cut the lip.
Yeah.
So she cut someone's lip when she broke into the room. He goes, he's going to shoot her. And
Owen
says
not to because he just came here for Joel.
Yeah. And then Abby's like, everyone shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then the cut lip guy goes and kicks Ellie in the head.
Yeah.
And you black out, and then what?
You're back. You're back.
You
graveyard.
You wake up. No, you wake up a couple days later, I think.
You talk to Dina at the graveyard, then you go to Joel's house.
Yeah.
And then anyway, that sets it up. Tommy's wife helps you sneak out to find Tommy, who snuck out to get revenge.
Yeah.
And they know they're from Seattle, and I can't remember why. But anyway, is there a map or something left behind? Maybe.
So they had a bunch of tags on their jumpers that were WLF.
Yeah, that could have been. Yeah.
And then it was they left something behind. It was Washington. Yeah, Washington, which is a city in Seattle.
Yeah, and the capital.
The capital. No,
of America.
That's Washington D.C.
It's all the same.
They're all the same.
New York's the capital.
Gosh,
we all know that.
Why is Kansas? Why is not Arkansas?
We really needed a map for this.
It's like Sydney's the capital of Australia.
Yeah. And Seattle's known for
the Big Needle.
Nirvana.
Nirvana.
It's the only thing that's ever come out of Seattle, and that's a fact. Don't look it up. Nah, it's. They also had anyway, Infamous was set in Seattle. I like it. I think it's cool. It's always wet.
Seattle or Infamous?
Me playing Infamous.
So then, you make your way to Seattle.
Yeah, and we start getting revenge. Anyway, let's start talking about gameplay at this point.
Start playing. So, when you make your way to Seattle, that's when the game gets really pretty.
It does.
Like, stupidly pretty.
That first jungle.
Yeah, like, all that greenery.
And they do this from the start when you're playing as Abby, and they have like two directions. So if you're following Owen, you can either follow him or go your own direction. So there's always a climbing part where he runs through an area, then
and you can clamber up stuff.
Yeah, bunch of different stuff. And even when you're exploring early on, they give you the option. I think Dina says you can look for supplies, or we can keep going.
Yeah.
And that's when you're climbing up the houses and checking all that stuff. They give you that
that's
option.
right. You stop and there's like that caravan in the middle, and there's houses on either side.
Yeah.
I actually ended up going through all of that.
Yeah.
I think that was the only time I properly looted.
Yeah. And you can tell the houses that you're not supposed to be looking at. One of them was like covered in snow, or they're behind a fence. But it kind of looks natural the way it is, the way it leads you through. And then you notice that even when you go through the first part of the going to Seattle, you can explore anywhere in that jungle, but it keeps guiding you towards the end of it.
Yeah.
And then you get to the Walking Dead looking part, where it's the bridge and it's got grass all over it. Looks really cool.
Broken.
Yeah.
And the river's going through it?
No, this is the original bridge. As soon as you get to there, you can try to go to the right, and that just blocks you off because it's the end of the bridge where it's broken.
Okay.
And then you go the other way, and that's where you're saying with the river.
Yeah, yeah.
And it looks amazing.
I didn't even look right.
Oh,
I just went straight left.
I was looking everywhere. I was like, this is cool. Half expected to get jumped by people.
Yeah.
There's nothing at the front there.
That's beautiful.
Mm.
So there's a cool mechanic in it that's just as you get inside that gate, which I want to know how long it took you to get it, because it took me too long.
The cord thing.
You know, so you have a power cord, you plug it in, you start the generator up, you can open some gates, and then you have to open a second gate.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that you could throw the fucking cord. All right. So I was looking around. I was like, do I need an extension cord? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
So I looked around for a bit and I went, no. And I went, okay. I went and grabbed the cord, went to go around the gate. It stops and she like tugs on it. She goes,
yeah,
and then drops it. And I was like,
and lets it go, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I was like, how do we do? You're an idiot.
Because earlier, when we're back in the snow part, you have the supermarket. I'm really glad I replayed all this. You have a cord Not a cord, but a rope, and you chuck the rope up so you guys can get onto the roof and out of there.
Which really annoys me because I'm pretty sure air vents, because that's like what it is. It's like an air duct sort of thing. I'm pretty sure they're not that strong.
No.
Like, surely.
They usually just got a thin little rod thing holding them up. But yeah, that's when it doesn't teach you. At that point, they're teaching you the ropes can go up, it's like, not the cords can go up.
Yeah. It's like, you can do this. And it's like, okay, that was a pretty cool one-off probably.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not a one-off.
Yeah. Doesn't do it too many times. I'll give it that. Every time I introduce a new mechanic, there's not many times you use it. It's not out of that area. But yeah, I think the cord was cool. That part, I didn't mind that. And then you're opening the gate so Dina can get in.
Yeah. I thought now, I don't know if like the character models were delayed when they came through that big gate, but it closed, it slammed shut.
Yeah.
I jumped because I thought the horse was still outside, and I thought it startled me a lot.
Yeah, I thought the horse was going to get clipped there.
And get a bit mushed.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are we going to do now?
Yeah.
Then you make your way in.
Yep. And it's a massive, after you can't get through the gate, it's a massive open area.
Yeah.
It's free for you to explore. And it looks pretty as fuck as well.
How much did you explore of that area?
Every bit, because I got a notification saying sightseer or something. That means I've gone into every place.
Yeah.
And it gave me there was parts in there that, they're like holsters and that. And they allow, so you don't have to swap your weapons in the bag. They have it so you can just go to that weapon.
Scroll across.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can have an extra, was it 2?
Yeah, I think so.
2.
I feel like I missed one. There was a vault I didn't go through. I forgot to go back through. They were really handy.
I thought that whole open area was going to be more of the game. For some reason, I was like, are they doing like an open area thing and you have to come back here? Which they didn't end up doing. But they still somehow made it repetitive, it felt like.
Yeah.
Like in your having to travel places. There's a lot of having to go.
But I do, and another way I feel like they make so much stuff that's just like, you pass it by.
Yeah.
Like they put so much detail into all this shit, then some people might not even check half of it.
It's probably me.
You missed the awesome part of her playing guitar for Dina.
Yeah. Where was that?
As soon as you go in and there's the water, then you go up, you would have went past it. But if you it's near a gate at the back part.
So is it that open part? It's in there. Okay.
And there's a music store, and they twice mention it. If you go to one of the bus stops, they have the music store thing.
Oh.
And you also... Oh, is it? No, that's another part. So yeah, you can either go up... I think you use it to go up somewhere. So you go upstairs and go across. And then, yeah, that's when you get upstairs and you start playing for Dina, which is cool. And then she plays a whole song, which is a whole cutscene.
Oh, Jesus. I kind of wish I did see that.
It was a cool little rendition of Take On Me.
Take On Me.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Take On Me. Then...
So you didn't explore too much of that?
No, I didn't. I really didn't. How long did it take you to get out of the synagogue, though?
What was it? Only when I look upstairs. Sometimes I can look around and I can tell something's going to happen. A lot of times I was wrong. I'm like, there's all barricades here, so I'm going to get swarmed and shit's going to go on. To get out, was it a rope mechanic as well, wasn't it?
No. It was the, you have to climb up on, you have to move a trolley with boxes on it and you have to climb up on top of it.
Yeah, not too long.
Man, that's another one that fucking got me.
Because you did it before with the bin, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done it with the bin. But with that one, it was because it was a thing where I moved it over, climbed on it. You had to climb over a fence inside the little holding area to grab something. I climbed back over and then I'm like, all right, time to get out of here. I'm looking around and I'm like, these doors don't open. There's no ropes. I'm like, how do I get out of here? It was probably like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I was just walking around, just wandering.
Yeah.
And then I went, you're an idiot. I think I said it out loud too. Grabbed it, drug it over.
Yeah. There is a lot of times where you think that's the last time I used it to... You only use it to get into the next room, don't you? You pull it out the way. It's in the barred rooms. There's like 2 cells or something.
Yeah.
You pull it out the way and then you just let it go in. There's something in there. Oh, the fuel.
Yeah,
you're getting
right,
the fuel out of there.
The fuel that's not there.
And then the fuel I thought was going to run through the entire game because it gave you a little symbol next to your weapons of a fuel.
Oh, if you had...
like the
actually, I did
jerry
notice that,
can
yeah.
or whatever it was. It doesn't come
Just
back
nothing.
into it. Was there any really cool parts in there? There's the courthouse, which had an alright... There was a story in there, but there's too much to read.
I remember being in the courthouse. I just don't remember what I was there for.
I think it was for the can or something related to that. It was on your map.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get through that. Finally get to where you were going, which is a hotel. After you exit that exploring area, which has tons of shit, by the way. And then once you go through there, they've already been attacked. There's all like arrows through them. But you know they were there recently.
That's right. And that... I think in my notes I did... She makes like how terrible it is. Like all this is happening is so much like violence, or pretty much like she doesn't say that, but pretty much says that.
Yeah.
But she's gonna like she's already killed people at that point, right? It's.
Have you killed humans? I don't think you haven't had humans yet. You only killed clickers.
Okay. Well, so at this point that I'm at, well, when I made the thing, it was she's already killed people.
Yeah.
And then she's upset about how violent the scars are with the other people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're murdering them regardless.
Yeah. It does later on. It gets to a big point with Abby in comparison to Ellie, but well, the group of friends, and you kind of think Tommy's done that because you're following Tommy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, Tommy's killed all. Which they're called the Wolves because they're WLF. Which stands for
Washington Liberation Front.
Yes.
Is it?
That's probably it. Sounds about right. Like that. And then that's what Abby's a wolf, and all those people are. And then there's someone else, another faction that's fighting them.
Yeah.
Which you're going to find out later on.
Which they're referred to as scars, though.
Yep.
But
Oh, this is what I was. This after that part, you go outside. I was playing the game and I was showing someone how nice the game looked and how nice my horse was. Yeah. And I was trotting around and saying, look at the horse. Well, they left the room. Next minute, I jump over barbed wire. My beautiful horse gets slaughtered in the street. It scared the fuck out of me as well.
I imagine they would have heard crying. No, Shimmer!
Yeah, Shimmer just gets slaughtered. Then they grab you, don't they? They grab you and Dina.
Yeah.
Or you think Dina.
No, she manages to run away, I believe.
Yep. And they knock you out or something? Because I know you wake up then in the television station.
Now,
disorientated.
I'll just say that when I was playing that bit, I felt like, I want to say not even 10 seconds before the explosion, I was like, man, is this game slowing down for me? It's like,
yeah.
Like, am I feeling this?
Yeah.
And then it just went 100. And I was like, whoa, okay, here we go. And then
it reminded me of The Last of Us 1, where I don't know if Ellie's driving or is Joel driving. Does Ellie drive?
I did.
Remember that guy runs out? Oh no, Ellie's saying to stop for that guy because he wants help. And Joel's like, no, you can't stop. But something happens. Maybe Ellie makes him stop. Then they all ambush the car and they have to get out of it. It reminded me of that part of that scene.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And I do like the fact that they're the wolves that do that. The wolf one of them walks up to the horse and kills it because it's screaming. I'm glad he kills it.
Yeah, puts it out of its misery.
Yeah, fuck. And then what? You wake up, they're about to torture you or something or kill you. They know who you are.
I think they're gonna kill you because the guy that Ellie cut the lip of.
Yeah.
He's there and he's like, hey, bitch.
Yeah. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
But he's he's the first member of that little Abby's club that you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gabby
Wabs.
Gabby's group.
But so for the plot line, unfortunately, Mr. Cutlip doesn't make it.
No.
Because Dina comes back like a superstar.
He kills that random person first. There's a random guy in there that wanted to kill them both. I wanted to kill Ellie straight out.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, no, that's my friend Ellie.
My friend Ellie, we're besties. Look, I got a blood on my shoe.
Yeah, he gets shot, and then they're in a wrestling thing, and you're pretty tense as Ellie trying to cut yourself out of the chair.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know I was playing for a sec. I thought I was watching
it likes to do that to you, doesn't it? It just goes, press X.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then, you finally save Dina. I don't know was that guy going to do something to Dina? Or was
I think he was just going to murder her.
Okay. And then you do that, and you have to get out of that place. So that was the first person that you've killed in that gang. And then you're getting through the TV station. I think you're working your way up. Are you not?
You got to work it. So you're not in the TV station straight away.
Oh, okay.
Do you go to this TV station first, or do you go to the theater? No, you go to the TV station.
Theater after.
Yeah, you go to the TV station and then... Because... Oh, no, that's right. No, because Ellie loots the body of the cut lip guy.
Yeah.
And has the picture...
Of one of the next member.
Yeah.
Who's at the TV station.
Yeah,
yep.
That's right. I'm off to the TV station. Here's a little reminder. And it's a picture of her showing her breast assist. It's covered in blood. Spoilers.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Ellie loved it.
I'm keeping this one for later. She
licks the blood.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know what that was about. I thought she might have been turning into a clicker or something. I don't think clickers even eat blood. But
no,
whatever.
Do they eat it all?
No. Maybe.
Maybe.
They bite necks. I found that out a few times.
Yeah, I also maybe found that out.
They got a big stringy bit and rip it out.
It would have been nice if they got some different fucking animations for the amount of times that I died. And it's the same one. Sorry.
The clicker one's the same.
From the front and from the back. Yeah.
Anyway, we go down. Doesn't matter where we find. At some point there's... what's after that? So we go to the TV station. And someone's put a bunch of trip mines around. Thinking they're funny.
Fucking claymores. Holy shit.
Some comedians hanging around the front of there. And... Man. Did that one get you? The one in the long grass?
No.
Oh, she warned you early. She said, the grass is getting longer now, so you gotta watch out.
It's getting harder to see.
Anyway, that was shitting my pants.
I was paying so much attention. I was like, yep, I'm not going to hit any of these. Cool. And then I went to go a certain way and I was like, I won't go that way. I'll go loot this other building. And I went back and I had to jump over a car.
Yeah.
And then I jumped off the roof of the car or the truck into one of the trip mines. Did not know it was there.
It's loud too.
It's loud, man. Holy shit.
It got me, the one next to the truck. I avoided him. I'm like, I'm not dumb.
I ain't no idiot.
Then I gotta run around the corner. Instantly blows up. I think her head flies in the air. It's something really graphic.
They do it like they do it like a good way where it's like it shocks you, and then it's cut to black hell quick. So it's like, was that just
holy shit? And then this fucking idiot here, you go up the stairs, you climb over, and they're like, oh, because you're in between two trip mines. Or tripwire. What are they called?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're in between two of them. So I jump down. I have to get the rock and throw it up there to hit it. I wasted every single brick and glass in the area before realizing you go to the right.
Climb up the other side.
And you can see it. What a fucking idiot.
It's a bit unfortunate. That is one thing that I managed to nail first go. So I have that on you. And then you go up there, and that's when you're at the TV station.
Yep.
After that, which is weird because, oh no, spoilers there. There's no one living in there anymore, is there?
No, because someone's already been there.
Because someone had already beaten you to it. And it's like, what has Tommy done?
Yeah. And there's arrows everywhere. People's bodies got arrows. You move further in, there's people hanging from the ceiling with their guts out. Which I don't think they did themselves. I think someone's done that to them.
I think Tommy did it.
Tommy's
just
by himself. He's hiking them up by the neck.
He's so upset for his brother.
And then they're very violent. What's going on there? You work your way up, and then you find her body.
You find her body, and she's just got an arrow in her, doesn't
Yeah.
she? And then is there a radio going? You listen to the radio?
Yes.
And then you check her bag and...
You get something. Maybe Ellie... I know Ellie marks on her map where something is.
Yeah.
So you find out where the next person might be. I don't think they know where Abby is. Maybe it's Nora next. Find out Nora's at the hospital.
It could be Nora, yeah.
And then as... Huh?
Go on.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, as you leave, when the... It's the wolves, isn't
the
it?
reinforcements
Yeah,
for the wolves, they show up.
Yep.
And then you get into a fun battle where you now have a shotgun.
Yes. And you're sneaking around where the people got slaughtered before.
Yeah.
Which I knew was going to be an area because you can tell just by looking at it. Like, why would they waste all this TV area?
Yeah.
And then you're back in there. And this is where one of the mechanics of the... You didn't do much stealth, did you?
I did more stealth than fighting.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, this is where it started annoying me because as soon as you take one out, the other one's just, they're going in a certain path. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, I'm going to go upstairs now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my friend who I haven't been talking to for the last 10 minutes while fucking Ellie hid, waiting for the friend to sneak up.
It's just chance, bro.
And then, yeah, there's another mechanic where also two of them like to walk at you from both sides of the desk, which is sick. How am I meant to grab one when the other one's going to see me? So I have to constantly grab my favorite weapon, which is either a glass bottle or a brick, and chuck that somewhere while I grab the friend.
Don't you find it weird that it's like they wouldn't see those get thrown? It's like they wouldn't see it halfway in the air and then go...
Over their head?
What the hell is that?
What was that? People always make noise with a fucking broken bottle. That's where they are, where the broken bottle is.
They stepped on it and smashed it. Oops. One mechanic that annoys me a little bit is it should be, I think, so you have to walk up behind like players or the first infected people.
Yep.
And you have to grab them and then execute them. I reckon there should be two options. It should be execute or grab.
Yeah.
Because it's like the amount of times you grab someone, all right, time to choke them out or time to stab them. It's like, why don't you just... And if you walk up and you press square and stab them, even though you're behind them, everyone knows you're there now.
Yeah.
It could have been silent.
Yeah.
But no.
And until later on, with related to human people, I didn't think to grab the bodies and pull them into a hidden spot, like longer grass or behind them.
But that's before you have to kill them, because you can't...
Yeah, you have to pull them across, then kill them, because you can't touch the body once they're dead.
Yeah.
You can't hide them, which is fun. Anyway, you
fun.
get out of there. I think you just slaughter him the whole way. And then that's when you drop Dana off. Oh no, there's an extra part in it. There's something related to Dana. Something happens to your mask. I'm skipping a bit here with Ellie.
That's all right. Yeah.
And then Dana goes to give you her mask, and Ellie goes, no, and puts it and keeps it on her. And then Dana finally finds out that Ellie is immune.
She's immune
to the spores, and nothing happens, which we find out a bit later on what happens. You inhale some of them spores.
You breathe a few spores.
It's not good for you.
Yeah, you won't feel very
apparently.
Good. I thought it was a lie, just like coronavirus, and then I saw that.
Yes. It's still a lie.
So what happened next?
Oh, I forgot with Dana as well. Like, she gets in the fucking way. Like, I'm trying to do shit, and she gets in the way.
She only got in my way once, thankfully.
I would be walking, and then I look ahead, and there's like a clicker or something. I'm like, oh, turn around. Dumb bitch standing there in the way.
Yeah.
Like, can you go kill someone else somewhere else? Like, I know she does help a few times. Like, they take out the last person with you, but no.
I think I had one. It might have been later in the game, but one of your companions, I had them standing there looking at someone with their gun aimed at them while I was like, I wasn't engaging them, but it's like, shoot them. Like, if you shoot them, then I don't have to do anything. Yeah. And then it's like, nah, you can deal with it. Thanks for saving your bullets.
Yeah.
But in the settings, you can actually turn up the aggressiveness of your people.
Oh,
so you could
okay.
You could have them be babies or toddlers, because they still don't do as much.
Yeah. There was a time way later on, and it wasn't Dina as a companion, it was someone else. And she got seen by the enemy and got shot at. Then I had to run and hide. And she said, sorry. Or he said, sorry, I lost my focus there. I was like, yeah, you fucking did. Because I've been sneaking around this entire part and you just walked straight in front of them. How about you sit back, back at the boat, back at the shore, wait for me.
You just stay there.
Yeah, because you're annoying me. And then that's another time, if you're with the real life, like, if you're with Dina, I get off. I'm having a look. Dina, stay on the horse. You don't need to come and have a look with me. I don't need your help.
You do.
Then you have to sit on the horse and wait for Dina to get back on.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have got off. You don't know what I'm doing. And I was wondering, as well as I'm collecting stuff, does Dina get pissed off that she doesn't get to loot and I get to put all the stuff in my bag?
And that's why she gets in your way.
Yes. Like, am I allowed some of the bolts? Maybe I want to upgrade one of my guns.
No.
No.
Her one gun.
Yeah. And she gives you that bomb that time, which I would have liked if that happened a bit more. She's crafted stuff for me.
That would make it nicer.
Yeah. But then you would also think, well, I didn't want to use the ship for that, Dina, or the knife. Maybe you don't grab stuff anymore. I'll make
You don't get to touch the things.
Put it down. Why did you make that? Why do I need this bomb?
With the crafting and stuff, so you pick up manuals as you play, and then you get to increase your abilities. Like
it's like
new
real
sets
life.
of abilities.
Pick up the manual, flick through it. You know,
like, oh,
everything.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It's like that was like 150 pages, and you didn't even read it, but now you know everything.
It was really handy that was there.
Did they have that in the first one?
Oh, I feel like it's familiar.
Well, like, did they just have it where you just had set stats anyway,
you were choosing
and you just paid for them as you went?
I really don't know.
In the first one.
But yeah, that was...
I don't know if I wasn't looting enough, if you have to play in New Game Plus, but I wasn't getting enough I was probably not looting enough, but I wasn't getting enough to upgrade properly.
Yeah.
My stuff.
Yeah, it would have been not looting enough. So we go on, we drop off Dina. Like, Dina, we'll finish this. We'll go and kill the rest of them.
Drop her off at the theater.
Yes.
Yes.
Where you've had to put the power on and everything.
Yep.
It's all pretty.
Fancy little radio. I thought we were going to watch a movie. I got so upset when there was no fucking movie.
Yeah. One of Joel's movies I was talking about before would have been cool, like that alien ones or whatever he likes. And then that place is too big and you're wandering through it. You're like, why is this so big? Why does that look like cover?
What? Yeah.
Why does all of this look like stuff? Anyway, I'm going to go.
I was thinking about that when you wake up in like the back room and you got to walk through the backstage. And I was like, why is it like like you got that thing where you have to shimmy through?
Yeah, and you can go underneath stuff.
Yeah.
Why can I go under that? And we'll find out that later. And that's when you go to the hospital and you're going after Nora.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if we skipped anything. That's the main plot point. We're going for Nora.
We're going for Nora.
So I was a pro at the hospital, slaughtered all of them. Got the dog, got everyone, got anyone in the tent. And that was one of the parts where I didn't get seen.
And you killed them.
Yeah, I made it through all of it. Just slaughtered. Silencer, slit their throats. Everyone was dead. Everyone paid for their sins. No, they were just guarding. And then you go through there. Then you go into the vent and you overhear what Abby's doing, maybe a little bit.
I think so, yeah.
And then you see Nora, confront her. She's a motherfucker.
Oh man, she's all like, "I'll help you," or whatever.
Yeah. She's leaning back.
What did she say? She says something.
Something every night. She's like, "Do you see his face every night?"
I do too.
And then you're like, "Oh my god, she has remorse for dying." And he's like, he got what he deserved or something. It's like, fuck, Nora, you're going down, bitch. Sorry.
That made me like...
That pissed me off.
So yeah, you chase that bitch down.
Yep.
And then she decides that she's going to run into some spores.
She doesn't decide that. She panics. The next floor down, the hallway stops, and then the floor down has all spores. And Nora's like, no, we can talk about this. We can.
Oh, that's right. And you go.
You're like, no, we're not talking about
We ain't
this.
talking about shit.
And you shove her down there. I think she runs off coughing.
You grab her.
Yeah.
And because there's
someone
other
comes
people
behind.
chasing you,
Yep.
yeah. And then you jump off with her.
And then she's coughing and she runs away and shuts the door. And those people have masks on, so they follow you down. But there's also infected down there.
Yeah.
So fun's about to be had. And I love it when there's infected and people and glass bottles. I'm like, whoop!
Is that your best time?
I love chucking it at their feet. You can imagine it in real life.
Yeah.
But they were pretty good. In my experience, they beat the infected. There was still like 2 to 3 left. Fuck. The clickers didn't even do anything. That part was cool. Does that lead to the underground, the metro system?
No. What was the metro system?
Where all the red flares are there.
Yeah.
And that's when you first meet that big stinky arsehole thing that hasn't wiped its butt in weeks.
Oh, that's yuck.
Yeah.
That's a yuck thought.
Did you not look at it when it was dead?
Not as
It had like
butt.
the shittiest arsehole going up its spine, all shit.
It wipes, but only up with its hand.
They caught the spores on the toilet. That's how that all happened.
Yuck.
I really thought it led to that.
Wouldn't spores like get caught on their clothes?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of times where they just shut the door and take off the mask.
Yeah, it's like,
really? You don't want to wait till you're like 100 meters away from the door?
Go through a little bit of quarantine, shake your shit out.
And also you can have like, you only need... Wait, do they cover their ears? Can the spores go in their ears? They don't cover anything else on their body except for their face.
Yeah. It could be caught, in your hair.
Not in your blood.
If Ellie breathes it in, like how long does that sit in her lungs for? And then she breathes out and Dina's like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah. No, there's a whole lot of that where I thought sometimes they're really careful, then other times they just shut the door and take off the mask and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Or they're running into new areas. You don't want to check if there's spores in there? Like Ellie doesn't have to.
Crack open that door, slam it behind you.
But Ellie always, I think Joel told Ellie to always put the mask on. And it's kind of like for show.
Yeah, it's for everyone else, not for her.
Yeah.
So, but like with opening doors, the amount of times where it's like, I get it, I have to hold triangle to open this door.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
no, do you know what they always told me? Because I got a fear of, as soon as I had to press a button to open the door, I knew I was going to get stuck in the next area. I knew that was like their loading point.
Oh, that's okay. That makes way more sense.
That's why they have the animation why that new area loads and you go in there. And that always pissed me off.
I'm not as angry anymore.
The minor gripe, every time they get in that new area, she immediately goes in, turns around to lift the thing for the next person. How about you check the room, then you lift the thing?
It's better both of us die than just me.
You made so much noise.
Yeah.
Like, God. Sure, that leads to the metro when she's escaping. And there's more clickers down there, the red lights, and you're chucking the bottles to get to the surface.
Maybe you're chucking bottles.
Did you not do that?
I might have done it once, and that's when they originally come out and go, ah! And then there's the big fight, and I was running past everything going,
oh, yeah. No, you could have too, because there wasn't much noise to be made. And that, you meet the, what is it called? The flatulence one? Flatulence zombie.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Fantastic. Farty McFart face.
Farters. There's clickers and farters.
Yeah.
And they fight if you're too close. And
is it bloaters?
I thought the bloaters were the guys that ran at you with the armor.
Okay. Not them then.
Let's just have a quick look.
Actually, no, I think they do. They reference it earlier.
Yeah, they do. It has a name. Because that's when they first find out what that is. But
one thing with that, so they throw their little sacks of yuck at you.
Yeah,
it's meant to be
fecal.
It's meant to be acid.
Yeah,
like it burns the skin, but it's like, wouldn't there also be spores in that?
Yeah,
and it's like, and you fight them when there's not gas masks around. at some point.
But obviously, it doesn't matter to Ellie.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for Ellie, but someone else fights her. Them.
Shamblers.
I knew that.
I thought they were fighty boys.
It's close. It's close.
And they can't be taken down silently, can they?
Never tried.
I tried to sneak up behind and there wasn't an option to grab him. Which, actually, that reminds me, I love the melee weapons. Fucking always love grabbing those.
When I can find them, I love them. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Yeah.
The amount of times that it's like, I don't have one. I need one.
Yeah, I know.
Where the fuck are they?
And where did I drop it? Because I had one in the other area. Like, where's my wrench?
Yeah. So did you like restore your ones?
I did it when I shouldn't have.
Okay.
I always did it. I thought they were adding like you have a knife and you're adding extra knives to it.
Oof.
Really helpful.
It upset me a lot with those where it's like you've got this hatchet or this lead pipe, or a crowbar, which it should last you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But you can hit 5 things with it. It's like you hit them with enough force to break a crowbar.
Yeah.
No.
But something that those things have less points, don't they, than something like a machete? Where in real life the machete would be the thing that
break
would
way sooner.
Yeah. Did you get a wrench at any point?
I don't think I did.
I found one underwater in the sewerage part.
Did it make you wrench? That's a vomit joke.
It did. Anyway, I can't remember the exact plot things, but we missed the part. Nora gets the best death of the lot.
Like,
it's yuck. The veins, they're all like bloody.
They're all popping. They're like black veins, and they're popping, and
And she says to Ellie, "Did she know Ellie was immune? You heard the rumors about her?"
She might have gone, so it is true or something.
Yeah. So yeah. And then Ellie just lets her die, doesn't she? Or does she try to attack her?
No, Ellie ends up torturing her.
Yes.
She made her talk. Is in Ellie's words, I made her talk.
Yeah.
Which is like...
Which they said Tommy did earlier.
Yeah. How long did she have? Like, how long was Nora still kicking for?
Yeah.
For Ellie to get her to talk.
Actually, that reminds me earlier in that hotel, Tommy did do that.
Yeah, Tommy...
Tommy's... It wasn't the scars. It was Tommy because the 2 people at the top that got... They do their thing where they ask the same question, which is a plot thing that goes through this. So yeah, Nora gets slaughtered, and Ellie's shaking a bit, isn't she?
Yeah,
she didn't like it too much.
Yeah, she didn't like having to do what she did.
Yeah, even though
she
slaughtered all the people in the hospital because of me, and then cared about Nora.
But she what is it? I'm pretty sure early she's like, I'll do what I have to do. Like, she says she could do it earlier in the game.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm a bit shook up after actually having to do it.
Right, we're going to easily miss plot points here.
Oh, we're going to miss heaps. But if you've already played the game, you already know.
Yeah. She gets back. She goes out again. Dina, because she's pregnant, is too ill to go out.
Spoiler alert, Dina's pregnant.
Yeah. They said that earlier, I think.
No, I didn't.
Oh, when they traded the secret, Dina... Yeah, we didn't say it. And it's Jesse's baby, and Jesse's the other guy that was... You talked to at the start.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of horrible, because like... Dina's clearly in pain and sick, and Ellie's like, oh, you probably can't come out today. I'm just going to go out.
Like, you're going to have to stay inside.
She's like, look how horrible. She's in a... Shouldn't you be taking her back?
I've got a revenge story.
Really, it is. So you start going on your next part of revenge, which leads you through a place. This is where you get your bow. Did you read the letters leading up to the bow?
Probably not.
Okay. So that guy was in the town, and he was a skilled archer, and you go into his basement, it has all the trophies for it.
Actually, no, I did read those ones. Yeah.
And he starts going a bit crazy. I think he's fighting back against the wolves.
Yeah.
And that's going to get the people in the town
Actually,
killed.
I didn't read all of them. I read a few, though.
And Ellie makes a point that they've been there a while, if that's happening. Then you finally go into a door, and you run into that guy who's now turned into he's a clicker of sorts.
Yeah.
And does he have arrows in him? No, he has. He just looks different to all the other enemies, and you fight him.
He's got that bow on him.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah,
and you fight him in a punch battle, pretty much.
Yeah,
stabby punch battle. That's how you get your bow, which is cool. And I think that little story was cool, and exploring all those areas, I like all that. Lots of safes.
The safes. Now, I don't think you knew this, but like, so you were finding the codes for the safes when you opened them?
I was being detective.
So when I was opening the first safe, I found the code. I was punching in the numbers.
Yeah.
The click for the number that it is different from any of the other clicks.
Yeah.
And
that's 99 numbers.
Yeah. But if you just tap, 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 tap.
Yeah.
It's like, you get there in the end.
Jeez.
And so I just did it for every safe since that one.
Yeah.
Since the first one, I was just scrolling through the numbers, waiting for that certain.
Yeah.
And back up. There it is.
And some things they did take it into consideration, but one of them I had to do a date. And I'm like, okay, is the date going to be, because there's 6 digits, those are going to be the date at the start and then the year. But in America, they have I was wondering if it's going to be the date, the month, and the year. Where America has the month first, the date second, and the year last. So I did that, didn't work. Did the Australian way, day first, month, didn't work. I go back to the thing. I had to run back and forth because I'm overthinking it like a motherfucker. And then most of them I had to. I don't think I ever used your little method of doing that because I'd already finished it. And then there's a lot of shit. People like writing notes, writing the safe codes in the notes. Apparently that's the hobby back then.
Yeah, they just write it anywhere they can. Just smash it up on a wall. What was it? I saw one that was a girl's phone number in the toilets.
Yeah,
I made it her number, the last 4 digits or something.
But if you're in the other thing, they have another number in there, which is what I thought it was, and then they're talking about it leads to something. It's hell mean because that's one of the staff members, isn't it? Call her for a good time, and someone's written it up there. Oh man,
so rude.
But we finally skipping through a bunch. How do we find out Abby's at the aquarium?
I think Nora tells you.
Oh, she refused to speak, didn't she?
No, she made her talk.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's in that. So
I think it was either there or on the radio.
Yeah.
But she's also No, they keep because what's her name? Dina says she's been playing around with the radio and she's done up a whole big map of like hotspots.
That's right.
Stuff.
Yes. Yep. Then skipping a bit past, you find Jesse. You think it's going to be Tommy, but it's Jesse. And then you take Jesse back to Dina.
Man, that was a thing. That was a thing to find him.
Yeah.
Like, him showing up, I was like, hey, what's this guy doing here?
Yeah. But he brings in a part once again where actually it's a bit like Abby and Owen, but you get to a point where you need the boat, but then they also hear that Tommy's a certain way.
Yeah.
So Jesse wants to go off and find Tommy and said, oh, well, let's leave Abby. But Ellie refuses. She wants to kill Abby.
Yeah.
So they split up there, and she takes her little boat to the aquarium, again, like, cold as shit. Am I missing any part in that?
No.
Most of it's just gameplay.
Most of it's just gameplay, I believe.
And then you get to the aquarium. What happens at the aquarium?
Now, you get to the aquarium.
Looks pretty, too.
It is pretty. You go through some fish tanks. You have a look
empty.
around. Everything's empty. There's no clickers in there. You're like, what's going on?
No fish.
No fish, funnily
enough. I wanted to see Nemo or something. Nothing.
No, not even a baby fish.
No. Not even a seal.
Not even a seal. So then you hear some muffled voices and you're like, hey, let's go check that out. And you walk into a room where you find Owen and Mel.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, where's Abby? And they're like, fuck you.
The fucking dog. That asshole dog.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So
let's rewind a little bit.
thing.
You're climbing through some air vents.
Yeah.
And the air vents break and you fall down. And next minute this dog comes out of left field.
Yeah.
Chases you down doesn't chase you, runs at you down this hallway. And then there's a quick time event where you have to Kill a dog.
You grab a pipe, don't you, and you beat it to death. That's all you got?
Is that your... I didn't have... No, you stab it. You stab it.
That's right.
Stab it in the gut and then you stab it in the throat.
And then it's fucking awful because you get up and the dog's still twitching a little bit on the floor in the blood. And then you walk up. You have to leave the dog. It tried to attack you. What was it doing there? What's a dog doing in an aquarium?
Silly pupper.
Whose dog is that?
You're not a fish.
So you walk up, like you're saying, they're in the middle of a conversation about Mel saying something about not following Abby.
Yeah.
And then
Owen's like...
She's got a big jacket on as well, Mel does.
Yeah.
Because it's cold there. You interrupted.
Yeah, you interrupted, but Owen's all pissed off because it's like he wants to go help Abby, but Mel's like, no. And then he's like, well, then you stay here, leave. But they're
having a little lovers
tiff.
Yeah.
So you bust in there. Don't you fucking move.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, tell me where Abby is. And they're like, no. And then like, tell me where Abby is. Or
you don't want to kill them. You just want to get to Abby. Like with Nora. You didn't want to kill Nora.
No. You just wanted to know where Abby is. And no one seems to understand that you just want to know where Abby is.
Yeah, someone just tell us.
So then you try to do the old Tommy trick. Now the Tommy trick.
Yes.
Is you get one person to tell you some information or show you some information, and then you get the second person to show you the same information, and if it matches up, they're telling the truth.
And if it doesn't, pointing to a map, isn't it? Marking on a map.
If it doesn't match up, you kill them both.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
The old Tommy Pickles trick.
The old Tommy Pickles.
Rugrats.
So then Ellie, the hero that she is, tries to persuade them at gunpoint to tell her where Abby is. Doesn't go so good. Someone gets shot.
Who starts in you? Is it Owen or Mel? Someone goes to grab you.
Owen.
Or the gun.
Owen goes to... I think something happens. You might sneeze. You don't sneeze.
Yeah.
What happened?
You fart.
Yeah, you fart. You go,
you become a flatulence monster.
You chuckle. Yeah. And then Owen tries to take the gun from you. You struggle for a little bit. You shoot him in the gut.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, God, he's down.
And then maybe Mel goes to defend Owen and then you shoot Mel.
Mel comes for you, and there's a power struggle there where I think you go to pull out a knife and then she overpowers you. She's got you backed up. The knife's nearly at your throat. Quick time event, turn it around. You tussle a little bit, stab her. Well, no, she falls over and you go, and push the knife into her throat hole.
Yes, it's delicious.
Give her a new mouth.
And then Owen's mouthing something. And then in his gurgling.
Yeah, which in the subtitles is inaudible.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, what does that mean? I was like, and then Ellie gets up, walks over to Mel's body, rolls her over, opens her jacket. Beep up, boopy doop. She's pregnant.
Belly, yeah.
She has a big
and that's what
belly.
he was saying. Because I didn't have the things on the subtitles, he is going, she's pregnant.
Well,
and that's when Ellie's up.
But in subtitles it says inaudible.
Oh, shit,
so
okay.
Like, yeah, even then. But yeah, and then
so
she freaks out.
You return home, and you're fucked up because you did that.
Because you're a crazy lady.
I guess you're kind of comparing it to, what's it called? Dina being pregnant.
Yeah.
I saw someone had a thing where they edited it, and he kills Owen, and he kills Mel. You go, double kill. It's like, whoa, you can't do that.
Well, that'd be a triple.
Yeah, actually, it was a triple
kill.
Anyway, it was horrible. We all agree it was horrible.
Triple kill, and at that point, she'd be on a killing spree.
Yeah. And she's so exhausted because she's just been all, like, what is this, 3 days? She just wanted revenge.
Go.
Yeah. So she goes into the back of the cinema and has a massive shit because she hasn't had a shit the entire time.
Honestly, you never see her shit. So it's like, when does she do it?
No, I know. That's how the shamblers are made.
Yeah. From the shit.
Yeah.
It's from Ellie because she shits out the spores that she breathes in.
Yes.
And then they grow from that.
And she chucks them like bombs. It's so weird. It's a weird perk. No, she passes out. Is she playing guitar? Or does she just pass out?
I think she passes out.
Now, is Tommy there when she gets back? He is.
No, he goes because Tommy and Jesse find her when she's at the aquarium after she finds out that Mel was pregnant.
Yeah. And then they take him.
That's when they head back.
Yeah. So she... Well,
She goes to sleep.
yes.
And then she wakes up.
Now, the first time I woke up in that theater, Dina had moved. But Ellie not once shouts out for Dina. So I was like, well, she's safe. But when she wakes up in the back of the theater, she instantly starts shouting out for Jesse, Tommy, and Dina. It's like, well, obviously something happened.
Yeah.
Why would she be shouting? She didn't care the other time. Then she walks out. And we meet. She goes out and Abby's there.
No.
What?
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
She goes and finds them first, and they talk for a bit. And then she goes looking for Dina, doesn't she?
No, because Abby has Tommy.
Yeah. Oh, no, they talk about the necklace because they're sitting on the stage.
Yeah.
They talk a little bit, and then Tommy's like, well, fuck this, I'm going for a walk. And he walks up and out. And then you're talking with Jesse.
Yep.
And then you hear a big kerfuffle. And you're like, what's
You're
that?
right, yeah, okay.
So you run up there with Jesse.
Yep.
And then the door opens. And then Kirren's going to describe what happens next.
Well, instantly Jesse's face is blown up by a bullet.
Gets exploded.
And then Ellie runs out, sees Abby, and Abby's holding
Holding a
Tommy.
gun. Oh, yeah. Tommy's on the ground.
Yeah, she's got the gun to Tommy. Oh, yeah. And Ellie's like, no, you don't have to shoot, blah, 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 whatever. And then Abby goes, you killed all my friends.
Yeah.
It has it zoomed on her. And then it cuts.
And then it cuts. And then it's
And it goes, day one Seattle. I just played day one Seattle.
Yeah,
what
I
am
can't
I
believe
doing?
you'd make me come back all this far. And
Yeah.
that's when the game takes a turn
Yes.
for like, so you've played, I think I was 10 hours in or 9 and a bit hours in
No, wait.
at that point.
It starts with young Abby, doesn't it?
Does it?
You're at the zoo. That's when I stopped playing as well. I was like, I'm gonna have a break now.
Well, you did a whole session?
No.
Okay.
The first I stopped playing was after Joel's death, and then the second, maybe Nora. I had a few breaks in this because I had stuff to do. But that's the opening for Abby, isn't it? The zoo? And your dad's disappeared?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The old flashback. I guess they got to set up for the next thing that happens. Thank you for listening to this episode of the CrabTales podcast. This is part 1 of 2 of The Last of Us Part 2 podcast. Be sure to listen to the second part to see how the rest of it goes, to find out what Kirren and Bryce thought of The Last of Us Part 2. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you on the next one. Bye.